welcome back. Let's go. Shortly after Taylor and I got married, we moved to a ranch out in the middle of nowhere. We were 2 hours from a grocery store. There was no cell phone service. And it wasn't until we moved to that ranch that I started to think about the necessity of having survival gear. You think it's amazing?
Yeah.
I know, look how dirty that is, and then look how clean the other water is.
That's gross. But cool.
Guess what? The Pony Express came today. I love when the Pony Express comes. For you, you probably have a mailman that shows up, but for us, the guy comes on a horse. So, what are we gonna do today? We're gonna cut something up. We got a package in the mail, Survivor Filter. Now we had a community out there that was around us. We had a lot of resources, but what if something happened in town, you know, where we couldn't go to town and get groceries, or we couldn't get fresh water for some reason? This is a sponsored video. Something like that, to be able to take care of ourselves. Survival water filter is actually something that I would go and purchase, that I would want to have if we were backpacking or if there was an emergency situation, to have something that you could get fresh water from a dirty water source. It comes with a bunch of other stuff in here. Let's head outside and actually test this out, and then we'll see if it works. You might have noticed we've been doing some more product review videos and including different products and brands in our videos. One thing that I'm excited to do is start to include some products that are related to this topic of survival, creating like a bug out bag, find the different pieces, but I want to take my time and I want to make sure that I'm doing it well. Eventually I can have a bag, you know, in my car. If we get an extra car, Taylor can have a bag, and then we can have a bag at home. Just in case there's ever a situation, there's a bag that we can grab and kind of go. And so today's product that we're going over is how to get drinkable water from a freshwater source. And you might just think like, oh, I could just, you know, drink out of the river and that'd be fine. Well, there's lots of bacteria in water, and there's heavy metals that can be filtered out. There's also protozoa, which can cause giardia, and from experience I drank out of a waterfall in Canada one time when I was hiking, and I ended up getting giardia, and I tell you what, that wasn't a pleasant experience. I lost about 10 to 15 pounds in a week, and I had to get some antibiotics in me to take care of it. So the two filters that we're testing out today are from a company called Survivor Filter, and this one is a little bit larger, but it comes in this bag, which is really nice. And this is the Survival Filter Pro, and then this one is the squeeze kit, which is a little bit smaller, because you could actually just use this as a straw and it'll filter the water for you. What's great about both of these filters is once they filter the water, that water meets the US EPA drinking water standard. Yeah, pretty cool, huh, Chief? All right, so let's try the squeeze kit out first, this straw. If you unscrew it, there's a filter on the inside, and they give you a bunch of extra little filters that you can replace. The first test. I had to drink pretty hard to pull the water through this. As you can see, there's still water inside of the filter here. It took a couple seconds to get the water through the filter, and then it came into my mouth. And it has a taste to it. Hard to describe the taste, but it tastes like clean water, but there's also a little taste from the filter, I think, as well. Now the best way to test these would to take, you know, a dirty source of water and run them through the filters, and then, you know, clinically test how well the water is doing. But that's what this company has done, and so today I'm just testing if they work. if the products actually work, if they filter water, like if the water goes through and they're usable. I just pulled one of these bags out, and it comes with 2 of them. There's a little carabiner on here. So I'm just gonna blow it up like that, and then I'm gonna dip it into the water. After you get some water in the bag, you just take this straw and you screw it on to the bag through the straw, just like this. So this little straw is actually pretty handy. I mean, you could tuck that in your pocket, you're hiking, easily fit it in a backpack, and just drink straight from a water source and get some clean water. This cap on here actually does pop off if it was a water bottle or something like that. Now let's test out the Survivor Filter Pro. Now this one is a little bit bigger, but it's also a manual pump, so you can pump a larger quantity of water. Now for this filter, I want to do something a little bit different. Let's say there isn't a water source that is like a creek or a river or a lake or something like that, and maybe you just have some ice or snow. So I'm gonna take, and this is just like right in the driveway here, so this is pretty dirty as well. So I want to put all this into this camping cooking pot here, and then we're gonna go inside and heat it up and melt it. And I'm also gonna grab some of this dirt. I got like some rocks and stuff. I'm gonna put that in there so that we can really test and see if it cleans it up. So you guys will really be able to see, dirty water, and we'll see if the filter can make it clean. Now that we have all the ice melted, I have brought the pot in here, and it is full. I also have a glass jar, and we are going to pour the water from the pot into the jar. That way you can just see how dirty it actually is. And let's see if I can do this left-handed without spilling. Yeah, that's some murky water. So inside this bag, there's a tube that you use for drafting the water out of your water source. And then there's another tube that goes from the pump into whatever cup or container you're putting the fresh water into. And it comes with this little lid, and you can flip it over, and this is what we're gonna use as our cup. So that's gonna go right there. Pump is right there. They also threw a syringe in here, which you can do a backwash, and you can flush out the filter. And the replaceable ultra filter lasts up to 100,000 liters. That's 26.4 thousand gallons. And for those of you who want to know about the microns of the filter, it's 0.05. As always, there is a link down below to this product. It removes 99.9% of viruses, bacteria, and staph. They have a bunch more information, a bunch of different products, so check out the link down below. So this is the end that you would stick into your water source, and you have this floaty on there that you can set so that it will sit at a certain depth. So if you're putting it in a pond or a creek, something like that, we don't need to use that here because we're just going to stick it into the jar. This hose is going to just push on to the bottom of the filter right here. There's a little clamp on the hose so you can stick it into your cup or water bottle and clamp it on there like so. Right here. All right. I am curious to see if this is going to work. So if I hold it like that, it should be able to work. Let's go ahead and start pumping. And it looks like it's drafting as I pull. So the water is going through the filter that's in here, and then it's also going through a filter inside the pump. And Survival Filter initially recommended sending me, oh, look at that water that's coming out. That's clean. They initially recommended sending me a pump that is battery powered. So they have one that is battery powered and you can hook it up to a battery. However, I asked them if they had a manual pump, and they said yes, and that's why they sent me this, because I wanted something that if I was in a survival situation or an emergency, I don't want to have to rely on a battery or finding a battery to pump the water. I want to be able to pump it just like this and pull it from a dirty water source and have it be clean water going right into my cup or my water bottle. Sounds like it's pulling a little bit of air from there. Stand that straight up and see if it... Yeah, I would say this is, it's working. All right, look at that. So now we have a cup full of clean, drinkable water. It tastes like filtered water. You know, it has that that taste of like water that would come out of like your refrigerator, you know, through the filter. All right, I invited Taylor in here, so I went out in the driveway and I got the ice and dirt and rocks and stuff from the driveway, and I mixed it together in a pot, and then I melted it, and then that's where this dirty water came from. And then I pumped it through the filter, and I got this drinking water. Yeah. Do you want to try it?
Okay.
Let me know what you think. What does it smell like?
Water.
Okay.
It's got kind of a different taste to it, but it just kind of tastes like lukewarm water that's been sitting out for a while.
I said it tastes like it went through filter.
Yeah.
Like almost from like a fridge, you know?
Yeah.
So would you trust it?
Yeah.
Clean water. Look at the comparison. I mean, it definitely filters it, that's for sure. As far as the chemistry, you know, if I were to investigate this further, I would have to take it to a lab or something and test it out. But today's test is basically seeing, you know, is this gonna work? You know, does it function well? You just slide these hoses on and they seem to hold. There's no leaking or anything. I'm curious to see how long this will last. That'll have to be a test, you know, for a future video. Come back and say how it's done after I've used it for a long period of time. But it's very clear that it took dirty water and turned it into drinkable, clean water. And the way that it tastes good. I mean, I'm no scientist, so based off of, you know, the research that they show on their website and everything and all the facts that they show, it seems like a great product. I'm super excited to have our first product for our bug out bag. So next on the list, I don't know, we're gonna have to get a bag for the bug out bag. We're gonna have to get a bunch of other different items, but we now have 2 different water filters that I feel confident about using. Chief tagged along with me today, so make sure you hit that thumbs up button for Chief. If you're new to the channel, push the subscribe button all the way in and click the bell so you get notified when we post new videos, and hit that thumb more button down below. We'll see you in the next one. Hats off to you.